Hey, what's up, guys? It's Controlled Chaos here. Just got back from the Rochester Regional. Did a couple deck profiles, put those up. Again, congratulations to everybody who topped, especially those from Rochester. Got their hometown win. So, I did alright, I guess. I went 4-3 going into round 7. And, that's not bad. I mean, it's not good, but, there was a lot of people that did worse. I finished in the top half. I guess that's good. But I ended up dropping because I knew I wasn't going to top, and I wanted to play in the win a mat. And as you can see by this, I won the mat. During the win a mat tournament, it was an 8-person tournament. First round, I played Gravekeeper Malefics. I 2-0'd them. Game 2, I played Chaos Dragons. I 2-0'd those. And then Game 3, I 2-1 Mermaid Atlanteans to win the mat, which was pretty cool. So after I made a couple changes to my deck from trades and stuff from throughout actual regionals, once I made those changes for the Win-A-Mat tournament, then, it made all the difference in the world. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the deck profile. It is Geargia Machina, by the way. I'm going to start off with 3 armor, 3 arsenal, and 3 accelerator. Now, I know some people like arsenal at 2. I think it's more consistent at 3, and I do not run Geargianos in my build. I think they're slow, and they waste room in your extra deck because they force you to run rank 3s. Those will be the only rank 3, or the only level 3s, I should say, you're going to run in this deck, and if you don't run them, that just frees up space. I like the 3rd arsenal better. That's it for the Geargias, and then for the Machinas, I run triple gear frame, double fortress, and a cannon. Again, just a little explanation here. A lot of people like 3 fortress. I think 3 gets a little cloggy, especially late game, especially considering how easy it is to just reborn one of these guys once they're in the grave. So, I still run 3 Machina targets for gear frame, but I don't like 2 fortress. I like 1 cannon better. And if you really need to, you can special summon it in defense. I did that during the tournament, the mat tournament today. I run 2 card cars. Yes, I know not everybody has card cars. I like them a lot for consistency. If you don't have card cars, I would recommend running Geargianos. As much as I dislike them personally for this build, they just help speed things up a little bit. They can help you get off an OTK, but to be honest, card cars are much, much better. And then 1 Grand Mole. The only non-machine that I run in this deck, and it's the last monster. Put in so much work today in both the actual regional tournament and the Win-A-Mat. It's so good. It's a compulse with legs. Then into the spells. Double Pot of Duality. Again, I run 2 card car, so nothing quite as plus, as Duality card car in the same turn. Set a couple back row, before you use your card car. It's just good. I mean, obviously, you're running a fast deck with this, but at the same time, this is a deck that can OTK or it can wait a turn in OTK, which is why you can run cards like Duality instead of having to run cards like Lance, which are just going to force your OTK in 1 turn. This will let you, set up, make sure you get it off. Until I added some cards, I actually only had 1 Duality going into regionals, because these are supers. They're still tin ones, but I don't really care. I refuse to run non-hollow cards if possible. If there's a reasonably cheap option for me to get hollow, then I will run hollow. And I only had one hollow Duality. So I got a second one edited in after I dropped regionals and before the Win-A-Mat, and it just did wonders. It's one of the cards that I added in. I run 2 MSTs. You do need it for Fire Fists, for Merlantians obviously, do it when they first set their Abyss Sphere and whatnot. Limiter removal, Book of Moon, both at 1, both win games. This deck doesn't have a whole lot of answers for things like Dolka. Dolka kind of roughs this deck up a little bit. I mean, yeah, Fortress is an answer, but still. I mean, only to a certain extent. We have the Trinity of Darkhold, Heavy Storm, Monsterborn. Every deck has to have it, except for like Medolce doesn't run Monsterborn, but Medolce is not a real deck, so it's okay. And for the traps, I run 2 Bottomless, 2 Starlight Road, because you always want back row presence in this deck. I only run 18 monsters and a lot of like negation back row. The Gravekeeper Malefic set I played during the tournament, it's a buddy of mine from Millennium, the card shop that we play at, named Chandler, and he actually usually beats me, but I got the best of him today because I had my Starlight Roads, I had my answers for his Dark Holes, I had my other back row, like my Bottomless is set and all that stuff. He runs Malefic Gravekeepers, so he gets out a lot of big monsters, and I need to be able to protect my back row. 2 Compulse, 2 Deep Prison, Torrential, Mirror Force, and the Solemn Brigade. Pretty trap-heavy deck. The majority of the back row in this deck, well, not really back row, but spells and traps in this deck are indeed either quick play or traps, so they are settable. If I top deck a Starlight Road, it's not uncommon to see a 5 back row. I'm going to go into the extra deck next, and then I'll get to the side deck in a minute. 2 Geargia X's. It's you don't need 3. 3's okay. Like 3's good, I guess. But like if you're trying to build the deck on somewhat of a budget, I guess 2 works for me fine. 2 Steel Swarm Roaches. 1 Abyss Dweller, because water is a bad matchup for you. Photon Pablo Operative. Mace Stroke. Utopia. Kachi Kochi. I'm going to set this aside for a second here. 2 Shockmaster. Guy Dragon. Your 2 Stardust and Chimera Tech from your matches. Right here, baby. This is where it's at. Invest in this card. It's overpriced. I don't care. Get it. If you're going to spend money on one card, spend money on Kachi Kochi because it wins games. Basically, the Merlantian player had me on the ropes going into, in Game 3. I had got less than 2,000 life points left. He had, what's the name of it? The Water Elemental Lord. For some reason, I'm tired. I'm sorry. It's 3 in the morning. He had the Water Glacia or whatever it is out on the field, and he also had Abyss Megalo. He had no back row, just those 2, and he had 1 card in hand. I got out Kachi Kochi, and I got out a Fortress. And I crashed with the Fortress into his Glacia, popped his Glacia. He had to skip his next battle phase. He drew. He couldn't do anything, so he set a monster in defense. He passed the turn. I top deck Granmole. Either top deck it or I had it, I don't remember. One of the 2. Normal summon Granmole, put a Megalo back into his hand, attacked his face down with Kachi Kochi, detached, attacked again for game. It won me the mat, so just a good play for this guy. I know he's not really that good, it's just I got hyped for him today. And lastly, the side deck. Now, this is really built for 2 decks. I mean, obviously, there's a little bit of something for other stuff, too, but I really dislike Dark Worlds and Water deck, so Merlantians. Those are 2 not really bad Game 1 matchups, but you can't really side against them too much because it hurts you, too. But I really don't care because I dislike playing them, so, I don't mind playing Dark Worlds. I hate playing Water deck. I really do. Yeah, there's a guy at our locals named AJ Serini. You guys might know him as Chef Green 315, but he runs Water deck, and yeah, it's annoying. So, 1 Cyber Dragon for mirror matches or any kind of machine matches. 2 Shadow Imprisoning for Dark World Inzectors. For that occasional, random troll deck or for macro rabbits. For Windups and Sams. For water. There's a trend here, guys. Chaos Dragons, Samson Heroes. It's pretty simple. Nothing too special about it. But yeah, so did pretty good today actually. Counting my win-a-mat, I guess. I went 7-3, which is pretty cool. It was my first regionals, so not too bad, I guess. I got to give a shout out to Noah Kempschneider. He's another good friend of mine. He actually got top 8. So congrats to everybody. Ryan Wells, AJ Serini, Josh LeBlanc, everybody who topped. So congrats to you guys, and thanks for watching, guys.